I did not think it could get worse than Ragnarok. But here we are! What's happening, film friends? Dave the Film Junkie here, bringing you a film review of Thor Love and Thunder. Thor Love and Thunder, you know who's all in this. You know, it's Taika Waititi coming back. It's Chris Hemsworth. Hey, we got some of the Guardians of the Galaxy that show up in this. Natalie Portman comes back, which is great. I think that's what everybody was looking forward to her. Looking forward to her as Mighty Thor. And yes, in this movie, we basically, Thor is just kind of going, yeah, life's kind of meaningless. I just go into battles and do whatever, do my thing, and blah, blah, blah. Then you have Jane, who, of course, if you know the source material, which it loosely based off of, she is dying of cancer. And then it's like, oh, yeah, you know, the hammer, which I always forget the name of it, even though they mention the name a lot in this movie. I'm like, yeah, maybe that'll help me. And sure enough, that's what happens, blah, blah, blah. Then we have Gore, the God Butcher, played by, of course, Christian Bale, who is just going, I want to wipe everything out. I got to get your weapon, buddy, and we got to open up this eternity thing, or I think that's what it's called. And yeah, there it is. So what did I think of Thor Love and Thunder? Oh, come on, you saw my first reaction review. What the fuck? Seriously, even in my first reaction review, I was like, is it worse than Ragnarok? Is it worse? And sure enough, it's worse. Because just thinking about it, and that's why I didn't want to shoot my review quickly. That's why I do the first reaction review. I'm like, okay, shoot a first reaction, and then sometimes I'm like, if I don't have a change in how I feel about a movie, I won't shoot an actual review. But this one, I was just talking with people who've seen it and griping about it, and then seeing the timeline, and as always, guys, as being reviewing films, reviewing these movies, reviewing anything. Hey, if you liked it, good. I'm glad you did. If you still want to go see it, you should. If you want to see it, that's all up to you. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. Or maybe I do, because this movie sucks. This movie sucks. It's really bad. It's really bad. It's a 2-hour Saturday Night Live sketch, okay? I mean, Taika, was he directing this, or was it Lorne Michaels? I mean, I knew what I was in store for because, obviously Ragnarok, but at least Ragnarok was consistent on tone. I was talking about people with that. Yeah, it had a consistent tone at least. And maybe the whole, Planet Hulk aspect was, of course, watered down big time, but at the same time, it's like, okay, it's funny because I think I actually might watch Thor Ragnarok over this weekend and be like, just to see, and be like, holy shit. Because I honestly thought, no, it can't go as bad. It's gonna be better. Even though everything I was seeing, I was like, oh my god, it's not looking good. Especially with the volume, some of it just looks really bad. Where did they shoot this? Where did the budget go? Did it go into many people's pockets? I guess it did, because it's just not. There's nothing cinematic about this movie at all. It does not feel big. It feels very, 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 very small. That's what's really. I was really hoping that the visuals would, because there are some visuals in Ragnarok where I was like, no, that Valkyrie scene was amazing, and I give props to Waititi for that. He's not a bad filmmaker. Again, you see some of his other work, it's not as bad, but then I kind of thought, I'm like, but even in Jojo Rabbit, which I commend, he played Hitler. The guy has a big fucking ego, because he's always wanting to put himself and be the center of attention, and when it comes to Korg, in this, holy shit, he was in it every scene, everything there. So, of course, naturally. So I'm just kind of going, all right. Maybe I commended this guy just a little bit too much. And from what I gather, too, talking to some people that are in that world, yeah, he's kind of a dick. But that's all hearsay, as they said a lot during the Heard and Johnny Depp trial. But, that's just hearsay. But anyways, when it comes to this movie, I mean, it really felt like, if you're comparing it to Ragnarok, like he was trying to do something with there, but injecting something different, and they changed Thor to a different kind of whatever, and it made sense. I always said it made sense, but this is just horrible. And then you bring in Natalie Portman, which everybody's excited for. They want to see her as Mighty Thor, and she's looking all great and gorgeous and buffed out and everything like that. It looked kind of cool. That poor girl. I hope everything's okay after this. I remember she struggled after, the prequels thing. This, worse. The script sucks. Even poor Tessa Thompson, who's gorgeous. Love her. I've been watching Westworld. She's in that. She's a great actress in Creed. She's been in many things. Horrible in this too. Like they were trying to be like, oh yeah, remember Valkyrie? Well, she's king of New Asgard, and she's bored with what she's doing. And then she went, oh my god! But then they were. I mean, there are bits, there are gags in this movie that you would find in a parody version of this movie. This whole thing is just a parody version of Thor. Thor is an idiot now. I mean, we saw that he was leading to being an idiot. Obviously, from Ragnarok, we're like, okay, now he's kind of like a moron. But then the Russo brothers kind of brought him back. When you watch Infinity War, you kind of go, oh my God, look at that. Thor has a really good arc in Infinity War. Probably one of the best, and he has a really good entrance in that final act. And then, of course, when it came to Fat Thor, it was like, oh shit, that's dumb. And now it's got, but at the same time, there was still something with the arc that was kind of like, okay, this guy's seen some shit. He's lost a lot of people. It almost kind of makes sense, even though it's done in a very strange way. But then when it comes to this, he is just the biggest moron. And again, it's suffering from the Ant-Man and the Wasp type treatment, because remember when that happened? I hate that movie too, because it just was like, wait, I like the first Ant-Man and I love Paul Rudd. What did you do to my boy? You don't need to dumb down the male actors to boost up the actresses. And I think that's such an, let's make Thor an idiot and that's just, don't do that. Don't do that. Just write better. Well, this script, I don't even know. You got Christian Bale too, Academy Award winning. He's doing all he can with this. And his scenes aren't all bad. Don't get me wrong. Not everything's all bad here, okay? But Christian Bale is like a shining light, even though lives in the shadow world. He does what he can, and I give him credit for that. But sometimes, even the shit that was coming out of his mouth, I'm like, oh my God, this script is horrible. This script is horrible. But it's not. But the worst character is Thor. He's such an idiot. Like, everything is all awkward and weird. They're trying to do this whole thing where, like he had like this, almost sexual relationship, of course, with his hammer. And then, of course, you have the axe. I forget the names. I can never remember the names. But there's like this whole thing where it's like it's just like a whole gag where they're trying to do something with that. And it just it doesn't hit at all. And again, it's just the fact that it just doesn't look cinematic. Everything just looks like it's just on some kind of set. Just put a green screen up. We're good. I'm like, where did the money go with this? Even the Guardians of the Galaxy scene, the opening scene that has them in there, it's like they're barely used. It's not even that. It's not even worth it. You thought like maybe at the end of Endgame there was going to be something cool where they were going to have both of them in there. I'm kind of wondering what's going to happen in the Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Redemption for those guys for sure. Is there going to be some Thor in there? Who knows? I hope not. But yeah, it's just that. And then, like I said, there's just nothing much to work with here. And there's character arcs that go nowhere. And you kind of go, oh, that's so-and-so. Okay. And that, wait. What? But you get to see Thor's ass. Right? That's what we're going to see, right? Because Chris Hemsworth got all big time huge, the biggest he's ever been. And I'm sure it was all natural. He just... nothing added in his. Anyways, so you get to see his ass, and you get to see Russell Crowe as Zeus, and again, that was probably the most cinematic part, because it seemed like there was like, hey, this seems like it's a big, huge world now, but it was a big parody. He was just a parody of Zeus. It was just all really terrible, and yeah, there was like some dudes next to me that were laughing at something. Ha! He was like literally doing that, and I'm just kind of going, man, I'm just not really getting faded. There was a couple times where I might have went, that's about it. Not much else I can say about this movie, guys. That's it. That's really it. And again, go check it out. If you want to check it out. Don't listen to me. I'm just giving you my 2 cents on it. Or if you want to wait till it comes out on Disney Plus, it'll probably look better because it'll look like a series. Even though, I mean, Miss Marvel seems more cinematic than this. That's what's funny about it. I mean, it just seems like they just knew this movie should take place in the universe of The Boys. When you see like a preview from one of the Soups, one of their movies, this feels like a 2-hour version of that, because there's constant winking at the camera. There's like just bits after bits after bits after bits where it's just going, what the fuck is happening here? And poor Natalie Portman. I'm just like, God damn it, man. Poor Natalie Portman. At least she had some badass action sequences. I'll give her that. There were some cool things that she did, and yeah, some of the action was cool, but some of it wasn't. I mean, it's just, I can't believe that it's worse than Ragnarok for me. It really is crazy. But let me know what you guys think about it down below. Look forward to my spoiler review. I'll talk about spoilers. That'll probably be up tomorrow. I'm not sure when. But, right now it's just like all about getting this out. So anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts about it down below. Hit that like, thumbs up if you'd be so kind. Subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell so you know when I'm doing this stuff. If you want to become a member and join in on that stuff. And then, of course, the Patreon, all the stuff is all down below. I'm going to do a Patreon stream this weekend. If you want to be a part of that, be subscribe to the Patreon and then come on and talk to me. So there you go, guys. All right. That's all, guys. I'm just glad the season finale of The Boys premiered today because that was a very good palate cleanser. Bye.